Good morning, guys. Today, Will Smith shares with us a simple piece of advice in his top 10 rules for success, and that is be great. And for him, he shares with us how he truly believes that we are all great, that he himself is great. And because he believes that, he says so definitely and passionately that this is what he believes, and he's willing to die for it. That's how convinced he is that he's great. So do you think of yourself as being great? I mean, really? Think about yourself that way? I know for myself, I finally see myself that way. And it's changed everything. It's reminded me that there's so much to learn, so much to know, and so much to grow with. So I want to remind you, you are great. Look at Will Smith. Learn from his life. This is an amazing thinker. If you think of yourself as great, you will eventually start to do the great things you're meant to do. Have a great morning, everyone.
Rise and shine, it's espresso time.
Good morning, Believe Nation. It's Evan. I am not a morning person, but here's what I know. When you start your day with a powerful routine that inspires you, it will change your life, like watching these videos. And in celebration of my recent one-on-one with Les Brown, get ready for a shot of espresso from our vaults with Les Brown.
I wake up every morning.
Espresso keep me going.
I wake up every morning. It's not easy. It's hard changing your life. It was hard when just over 3 years ago in the Penobscot building in Detroit, Michigan, where I was operating my business, and I fell on some hard times, and I was sleeping in my office. It was hard coming into the lobby, and the security said, "Excuse me, Mr. Brown, can we see you for a moment?" And I said, "Yes." And I walked up to the counter, and he gave me an envelope. And he said, "Would you mind reading it here?" And I opened the envelope, and the envelope was from management that said, "This is an office tower. It's not a hotel. Please do not sleep in your office." And I said, "Excuse me, sir." I said, "I just work long hours in creating my business. I'm an entrepreneur. And right now, things are bad for me. But they're not going to be this way always. And I just asked for the opportunity to continue to operate like I'm doing. I'm not trying to make this my home." And it was hard coming through the lobby. And sometimes they would laugh. There's a guy talking about becoming successful. And look at him. He's bathing in the bathroom upstairs on the 21st floor. He sleeps on the floor. Him and two other dreamers up there. Look at him. It was hard, ladies and gentlemen, coming to speak to people. And I was facing financial difficulties in my own life. I was behind on my bills and my dreams, and I'm saying to them, you can live your dream. It was hard, ladies and gentlemen. It was very difficult to pick myself up each day believing that I could do it. There were times that I doubted myself. I said, "God, why is this happening to me? I'm just trying to take care of my children and my mother. I'm not trying to steal or rob from anybody. Why did this have to happen to me?" It was very hard. And here's what I want to say to you. For those of you that have experienced some hardships, don't give up on your dream. No one could have convinced me by holding on, by continuing to push forward, by continuing to run toward my dream, that one day I would have my own talk show. It's a long shot, ladies and gentlemen, from Liberty City, an abandoned building on a floor, never knowing my mother or father. It's a long shot. Being here with you today in this dome in Atlanta, it's a long shot. No college training, labeled educable, mentally retarded, but I kept running toward my dream. Don't stop. toward your dream. It's very important as you hold on to that dream. There are moments when you're going to doubt yourself. There are rough times are going to come, but they have not come to stay. They have come to pass. It's very important for you to know that. Don't say I'm having a bad day. Say I'm having a character building day. It's very important for you to believe that you are the one to make this happen. I remember this high school teacher, Mr. Leroy Washington, at the end of school one June, it was just a few days before we were supposed to leave, and I just got my report card, and it indicated that I'd failed history, and I'd failed English, and I would have to go to summer school. And I was feeling within myself that I was a failure, that I'm slower than most people in getting paperwork, and I was feeling down on myself and very negative. And Mr. Washington was giving a speech to the graduating seniors, and I was in 11th grade. And even though I wasn't supposed to be in there, I went in there because the speech he was giving, that speech was for me. And as he talked, my heart began to beat fast. Tears began to run down my eyes, and I was in the back just listening to him because he said, and he was a very dramatic man. I still talk to him to this day. He said, as graduating seniors of Booker T. Washington High School, I want you to know that you're blessed and highly favored, and that as you go toward the future, begin to know that you have greatness within you. And if just one of you here begin to envision yourselves as being blessed and highly favored to reach your goals, if just one of you capture the essence of what that means, that you have greatness within you and a responsibility to manifest that greatness, that you can make your parents proud, you can make your school proud, you can touch millions of people's lives, and the world will never be the same again because you came this way. And the students gave him a rousing standing ovation. And as he left the auditorium, I ran down the steps and I caught him in the parking lot. I said, Mr. Washington? He said, yes. I said, do you remember me, sir? He said, no. I said, my name is Leslie Brown. My mother, she works in the cafeteria here. I'm one of the twins, Leslie and Wesley. I said, Mr. Washington, but you know, I got these big dreams. I like talking to people. I love people. I said, I want to work with people, and I got this dream of buying my mama a home. Could I do that, Mr. Washington? He said, it's possible, Mr. Brown. And as he walked away, I called him again. I said, Mr. Washington? He said, what do you want now? I said, I'm the one, sir. I said, I'm the one. You remember me, sir. I'm Miss Mamie Brown's boy. I'm the one. I'm the one.
Good afternoon, everyone. Greatness takes determination. It takes that relentless drive of determination to bring out your greatness. This is something that I'm learning each and every single day, but I love it. I'm driven by it. And I want you to remember that you have your greatness in you, but it's not this thing that is just going to magically come, or that it's going to just somehow, some way manifest itself. You're meant to bring that greatness out, but through hard work, little by little, day by day, choice by choice. And you don't have to look at it as like this totally insurmountable thing that seems so unreachable for you. Just little by little, there's a greatness in the day-to-day of just working on becoming great. So I'm reminding you of that, and I hope you remember that each and every moment. Have a great afternoon.
Well, we all own the most powerful biocomputer in the world, in the universe. And most people don't know how to change their brain to change their income. Most people don't know, how do I let go of limiting beliefs like I'm too young or too old, or I live in this part of the world or that part of the world, or I'm black, I'm white, I'm Asian, Caucasian, whatever it is, whatever the limiting belief is nothing more than a pattern in the brain. So let me ask all of you that are watching right now, are you interested in achieving 2 or 3 times the income in the next 12 months? Are you interested, in having a great physique, or are you committed? Are you interested or committed to having the life of your dreams that's extraordinary instead of ordinary or below ordinary? Because here's the truth. Hey, hey, hey.
And there he is, Mr. John Ashraf in the house.
Hey, buddy, how are you?
Good, how are you? Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. Hi, everyone. Nice to see you all. Are you coming in live from Toronto?
Yes, sir. I'm in Toronto. John's there in his home in California. John Ashraf, if you guys don't know John, he's the author of this amazing book, Inner Size. He's got his copy behind. I got mine here. He's also the amazing founder of the Brainathons, which we're going to talk about today. This is his 9th annual Brainathon coming up. Of all the guys that I know, and I profile a lot of them, John is the most in tune with the latest science on how to hack your brain to start getting results. And I think your brain can be your best friend, or it could be your your worst enemy as well. And that's what the brain is all about. And we're gonna have a quick chat about it. So for YouTube, there's a link to join underneath in the description about John's latest Brainathon. John, the theme that I saw on the website is change your brain, change your income, which I love. Tell us why changing our brain changes our income.
So one of the questions that I always ask my students and people is, why do you earn what you're earning? Whether it's per hour, per day, per month, per week, per year, why do you earn that amount? And is it because of your knowledge, your skills, or is it because of something other than that as well? And a question that I always ask is it possible that us humans, we get conditioned to earn and expect a certain amount of income? Is it possible we get conditioned to earn? Is it possible that our brain sometimes acts like a thermostat, and once the thermostat is set at a certain temperature, its responsibility is to keep the room at that certain temperature? Well, is it possible that we have, an income set point? Is it possible that we have a wealth set point? Is it possible that maybe we have some beliefs that hold us back, or some habits that hold us hostage? Is it possible that we will never outperform our hidden self-image? So if I want to earn, let's say, twice as much money per hour, per day, per week, per month, but my self-image says, but am I really worth it? Can I really achieve it? Am I good enough? Am I smart enough? When we have these internal dialogues and these internal conflicts in many cases, then we might have one foot on the gas and one foot on the brake. And even though we have so much potential, we keep repeating the patterns that we have become accustomed to repeating. And so why change your brain, change your income? Well, we all own the most powerful biocomputer in the world, in the universe. And most people don't know how to change their brain to change their income. Most people don't know, how do I let go of limiting beliefs like I'm too young or too old, or I live in this part of the world or that part of the world, or I'm black, I'm white, I'm Asian, Caucasian, whatever it is, whatever the limiting belief is nothing more than a pattern in the brain. A habit's nothing more than a pattern in the brain. A fear of failing, fear of being embarrassed, ashamed, ridiculed, judged, rejected, disappointed. Those are all part of our brain. And how many people have learned how to utilize their brain better? So it's a tool of mass construction instead of a tool of mass destruction.
I love that. John Ashraf, man, I missed you.
Hi, everyone. I missed you too, my friend.
So listen, one of the ways that I've tried to fight that is to always be around people who are doing so much more, right? That when I talk to you or just watch your videos, or if I'm profiling Elon Musk or Oprah Winfrey or any of these people, it's like just that extra little energy and just a change of environment pulls me forward in modeling success. Not just the strategies, but just the energy.
Yeah.
What do you recommend for people who are trying to break free of those limiting beliefs? What are their steps? Obviously, brain-a-thon, but like as a bigger picture, how do we break free of that automatic pattern?
Everything starts with awareness. So if I ask somebody right now, maybe everybody can, you want to play along, everyone? Right? If I asked everybody who's watching right now, and even in the future, say, what is one limiting belief that you have that's preventing you? Let me repeat, one limiting belief you currently have right now that's preventing you from doubling your income in the next 12 months. One limiting belief. Type it in the chat right now. One limiting belief you have. What's a limiting belief? It's a belief that limits you, right? I mean, we just flip it around. So a belief I have that's limiting you. And so here's a question that I ask you. So we have real Stan Harvey, I'm not good enough to double my income in the next 12 months. Somebody says my age, write it out. I am too old or I'm too young, right? So write out what the limiting belief is. I'm not smart enough to double my income, right? I can't start a business because I can't provide enough. I don't have a degree. I don't have the resources. I don't have the ability. I'm not qualified enough. I feel I'm too lad and don't have enough education. I don't have the time. I'm not good enough. Money is hard work. I could not do it. I don't know where to start. So whenever we have a limiting belief, a belief that limits us, my question for you is this, okay? Everybody play along with us. Is that the truth? Is that the real truth? Or is that something you've just gotten used to saying and believing? Now, what if you just took your belief that you have right now that's limiting you? What if you just did this just for a moment? As soon as I repeat to myself, I can't because, and I have a reason, it's a belief, the reason is the belief. What do you think your brain does? Your brain is a biocomputer that reinforces your beliefs, right? We have a belief, we just keep reinforcing it, and then we think and feel and behave in ways that reinforce our beliefs, right? Because we don't want to be wrong. So our brain just says, okay, if you believe that, let me have you think and feel and do the things that resonate and match what you believe. What if you just use this simple, easy technique? Watch this, everyone. What if you just changed your self-talk in one language pattern? In the past, I used to believe, and write down what that negative or limiting belief is. In the past, I used to believe that I didn't have the ability, I didn't have the skill, I didn't have the knowledge, didn't have the money, didn't have the education. In the past, I used to believe this, and now I'm learning exactly how to double my income in the next 12 months, regardless of what I used to believe. What do you think that does to your biocomputer? Well, when we reinforce a limiting belief, it reinforces our behavior to make it true. As soon as we change the language pattern, say, in the past I used to, and now I'm learning the skills, the knowledge, the time management, how to add value, how to make more money, how to double my income. Now we just opened up the brain to say, oh, what I used to believe that limited me happened in the past. What I'm now choosing to believe that'll help make sure that my today, next week, the week after moves me towards what I want. Now I've just opened up my biocomputer because I can. So we don't want to reinforce limiting beliefs. We want to change them. We want to change our brain so we can change our paradigm, how we see the world and ourselves. We want to change our brain so we can change our beliefs. We want to change our brain so we can create new habits. We want to change our brain so that our habits match the goals that we want to achieve. Now, let me ask you all a question. Watch what I'm going to do right now. Can I keep going, Evan?
Yeah, it is. This is great. Let's go, man.
Everybody, I want you to, I want to prove something to you right now. If you want to play full out right now, get the love button. Just hit the love button right now. Hit it a couple of times. Bang, 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 bang. Get me and Evan excited. If you want to play right now, I'm going to show you one thing that'll prove what I just said. All right, ready? I want you to imagine somebody that you love. I mean, you really love this person in your life. It could be a wife, a husband, a child, a brother, a sister, a best friend. And even if you want a pet, like a dog or a cat that you love, okay? Can you imagine this person or this pet? Now, I want you to imagine this. I want you to imagine that today, all right, it's 11:11 a.m. on Tuesday morning in San Diego, right? I want you to imagine that today you make a commitment that 1 year from today, you're going to learn the beliefs that you need, the habits you need, the knowledge and the skills you need to double your income. And you're going to make a goal today that 1 year from today, you're going to double your income. And you commit to it, which means no stories, no excuses, no reasons, and nothing's going to stand in your way. And you commit 12 months from now. And what if I said this? The person or the animal that you just thought of that you love, if you don't do everything it takes honestly, with integrity, to double your income 12 months from now, you will never see that person again. You will not see that animal. You'll never see them again 12 months from today. How many of you will let go of your limiting beliefs? Will you let go of your fear of being embarrassed, ashamed, or ridiculed, judged? Would you let go of your fear of failure? Would you let go of fear of disappointing yourself? Would you let go of any story, reason, or excuse you now have? And would you do whatever it took, legally, ethically, professionally, above the line, to double your income? How many of you would do whatever it takes and you would upgrade your identity to match that new destiny? Would you upgrade your identity to match the destiny so you become the person capable of doing this? Now listen, if you said yes, which I imagine if you're breathing and you're smart, which you are, you probably said yes, you do whatever it takes. Well, what if I shared with you, we know how to let go of limiting beliefs. We know how to help you have more focus, more concentration. We know how to upgrade your knowledge and skills today more than at any other time in the history of our species, right? We know how to take small little baby steps. So we're making progress on the way to what we want. We know how to upgrade identity and self-image and self-worth. We know how to help you manage your fear of failure. Those are emotions that we feel. So it's a matter of upgrading yourself, changing your brain so you change your income. And just so we're clear, it's not about the money. The only purpose of the income is to give you more choice freedom, to give you more peace of mind, to give you more abilities to enjoy life better for yourself, your family, and your loved ones, and to make a difference in the lives of others, right? Money is just a tool. So is it possible, based on today's neuroscience and neuropsychology research, to learn how to let go of what's holding you back and start to become the person who can double her income or his income in the next 12 months? Because if you don't, then guess what you're saying by default? I am okay being stuck, and not only that, but I'm going to reinforce the very beliefs that are holding me back because I'm going to let another year go by. So there's a little bit of fun, and Evan, I don't know if we set up a link if you want me to give it on how people can sign up.
Yeah, you can see it here on IG. We're
Good evening, guys. As we go on our path to living, laughing, and loving our way to infinite mind wealth, I'm reminded about so many examples of great people today that have made mistakes along the way. And it just reminds me, and all of us hopefully, to just be compassionate, empathetic towards ourselves as we're on this path. And I want to share Les Brown's story. Les Brown, when he was developing himself and he's trying to make a life for himself and fulfill his dreams, he had a dream of buying his mom a home. And when he finally did that, even though he had all the great intentions in the world and he trusted people, unfortunately he was burned by a mistake. And it was in the signing of the home. There was an unpaid debt on it. And so he made the mistake of not looking into whether or not there was any debt payments on it still. And it happens to all of us. But it's okay because he learned from it and his life speaks for itself. Have a great evening, everyone.
If you want to be an entrepreneur, the most important thing is to be customer obsessed. So don't satisfy your customers. Figure out how to absolutely delight them. That is the number one thing, whoever your customers are. Passion, you have got to have some passion for the arena that you're going to develop and work in. Because otherwise you're going to be competing against people who do have passion for that, and they're going to build better products and services. You can't be a mercenary, you have to be a missionary. Missionaries build better products and services, they always win. The mercenaries are just trying to make money, and paradoxically, the missionaries always end up making more money. You have to pick something that you actually have a genuine passion for. You have to take risk. You have to be willing to take risk. If you aren't going to take risk, if you come up with a business idea, there's no risk there, you're probably, it's probably already being done. Those ideas are already being done. They're being done well by many, many people. So you've got to have something that might not work. And so you have to accept that your business is going to be, in many ways, an experiment, and it might fail. And that's okay. That's what risk is. The good news is, at Amazon, we still take risks all the time, and we encourage it, and we talk about failure. We should be failing. Our failures have to grow with the company. We need big failures if we're going to be moving the needle. We need to have, billion-dollar scale failures, and if we're not swinging hard enough.
Need motivation?
Watch the top 10 with Believe Nation.
Hey, it's Evan Carmichael, and I make these videos because you are probably the most ambitious person in your circle, but you know you're capable of more. And you get that push by surrounding yourself with the best. So today, let's learn from one of the best, Jeff Bezos, and my take on his top 10 rules of success. Enjoy. Rule number 2, take action.
Stress primarily comes from not taking action over something that you can have some control over. So if I find that some particular thing is causing me to have stress, that's a warning flag for me. What it means is there's something that I haven't completely identified, perhaps in my conscious mind, that is bothering me, and I haven't yet taken any action on it. I find as soon as I identify it and make the first phone call or send off the first email message or whatever it is that we're going to do to start to address that situation, even if it's not solved, the mere fact that we're addressing it dramatically reduces any stress that might come from it. So stress comes from ignoring things that you shouldn't be ignoring, I think in large part. So stress doesn't come, people get stress wrong all the time, in my opinion. Stress doesn't come from hard work, for example. You can be working incredibly hard and loving it. And likewise, you can be out of work and incredibly stressed over that. So, and likewise, if you kind of use that as an analogy for what I was just talking about, if you're out of work, but you're going through, a disciplined approach of, a series of job interviews and so on and working to remedy that situation, you're going to be a lot less stressed than if you're just worrying about it and doing nothing.
Rule number 3, disagree and commit.
If I have